Allow us at Eddie B Productions to capture, create, and celebrate all of your greatest moments. Let us turn your joy into memories that will last forever. As we remember our beloved Eddie Blick Jr., the very reason we do it all, we aim to put a smile on your face and also your heart. Whether a birthday party, wedding planning, organizing an event, or photography, we can service all your needs. You can follow us on Instagram at Eddie B Productions, email us at eddieb_productions93@outlook.com, or call us at 410-303-0101 for all your event planning, decoration, fun, and photography needs. We look forward to working with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the vibe of 2022. What event unites multi-award-winning authors, best-selling authors, transformational speakers, editors, publishers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, coaches, readers, and people from all walks of life in one platform? The BWA Readers Vibe on Facebook, September 15th, 2022 at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:15 Central Standard Time, featuring Takia Chase Smith, Evelyn Garland, April the Loveologist, Dr. Alvina Ryan, LaQuita Parks, Dr. Trivia Payne, Takia Gaither Stuckey, Angela Thomas Smith, Sandra Brown Linston, Gwendolyn Lampert Smalls, Jackie B. Washington, and Chanel Coleman. Catch us on the Reader.
Well, hello. Hi, guys. It's me. I am LaQuita Parks, and welcome to The Power of Your Story on Trivia's Inspirational Radio. And I'm super excited because I have five amazing men here today. And this is a first for me because I've never had this many people on at one time. And 5 amazing men on. Wow. I was talking to somebody today, guys, and they were like, I'm going to have to catch that show. You mean you're going to have 5 men? Oh, man. I was like, yes. He was like, okay, I'm going to have to listen. I was like, so you're not listening to the show if it's just women, just all men, you're going to listen. It's like, yes, I'm tuning in for all the men. I was like, okay, I can't say it. I blame you, but that's good. That's all good. Welcome. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Great.
Good. So I'm LaQuita Parks, and I am your host. And I am the CEO and founder of Pay-Per-V Publishing. And Pay-Per-V means pain, progress, victory, because I believe without pain, there's no progress. And without progress, there can be no victory. So today I'm excited because I have Sir Lawrence in the house, JT Shannon in the house, Mr. Wawa. I love that. Mr. Wawa Washington, William Washington, Mr. Samuel Benjamin Rain, Mr. Darkman Blues himself, and none other than Mr. Indy Brennan in the house. And I'm super excited. Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing today? Doing good?
Great.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is funny for me.
LaQuita.
I'm doing good. Yeah, you were going to say something, William?
No, I was going to say I love those games could be a member of the Graybeards. We got women that's going to be performing with us as well.
Yeah. See, really, gray beard women. Women, wait a minute now. Women are all
No.
gray
You got some great. No. We
Wait
call
a
the women
minute.
the silver foxes.
Okay. So I can join the tour because I'm my gray hair right here. I can join, and it's real. It's real. It's my real hair. So I can join it. I can join the gray haired women tour. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know that didn't sound good after I said that. The gray haired women tour. Okay.
You said the wrong thing.
But what links are working?
No, it's the silver foxes.
Well, see, I can do that. I can do that. I'll be there. The silver foxes. I'll be there.
Right.
Just tell me where, and I'll show up. Sir Lawrence has me scouting out some places. So if you guys want to travel when you get here, I got some places that I probably have in mind. So I am so glad that you guys are here. Thank you for saying yes when I asked. I love that. I love when you ask the question and people just say yes without question. And you guys did that. You guys then put me through what we're going to talk about, what we're going to do. I love that. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with JT. JT, to introduce yourself, tell us where you are. Everybody's all over the globe, I think, except for I know where Sir Lawrence is. But JT, introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you. My name is JT Shannon. Out my childhood growing up with a schizophrenic mother and, in troubled California. I've been in California my whole life and I'm still there. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you. What part of California, JT?
Southern California. I was born and raised in Rubidoux, California. And part of California, experiencing a little bit of a heat wave right now.
Okay, I've never heard of Rubidoux, California.
Not a lot.
I've never heard of that. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's like we have a little bit of a delay in the connection. That's okay. We're gonna keep right on moving. Sir Lawrence, how you doing?
Okay, really good.
So where are you? Tell us about yourself, Sir Lawrence.
Okay, well, my name is James Rencher Jr., and otherwise known as Sir Lawrence. And I'm presently in Atlanta, Georgia. And very excited to be on your show. And thanks for asking, no doubt.
Thank you so much. I'm looking at myself and I'm getting a little warm. So you got there. So because the men are on here, I know you guys don't know anything about, having some personal summers going on. So you guys don't know anything about that. So so if I break out and I'm sitting here looking, right, this is live, guys. So this is real life and real life happens. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, where's my little cute fan? It's in the other room. So I'm sitting here trying to just be real discreet in my fanning myself. But this is live and it's okay because real life happens. And that's what I love about real life. And I see you, Samuel, you like, no, we don't know nothing about no summer, no private summers.
No, we know all about that. We're seasoned.
Right. Hence the silver hair on your face, right? I love it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Samuel.
Okay.
And tell us where you are.
I'm author poet Samuel Rain Benjamin, aka Complicated Passions. I'm in Los Angeles, and of course, I love to write poetry. I love to hear poetry, and these gentlemen that are on the screen with me today are all phenomenal. I follow them, I read them. And I respect their art.
Oh, I love that. All right. I love that you respect their art. Mr. Wawa.
Yes, ma'am. I'm William Washington. I'm out of Spanish Harlem, New York City. I'm a poet, author, motivational speaker, and a headache for some. But
He said,
you know, I'm just privileged to be part of the Graybeard tour. I know all these brothers. I know all these brothers on the screen. You know, I love them all, and yeah, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
I love that. And you know what? And William, I need to say thank you so much for reading reading a poem or piece from my book, Walking Limitations. I was not there live when you read it, but I went back and Indy let me know that you did the reading. And I went back and listened to it. And thank you so much. You did an amazing job. So I applaud you. It was beautiful. Thank you for doing that.
Well, I'm going to apologize because when I read it, I was so excited to read your work. I didn't have my glasses on, so I stumbled through a little bit of it, but I appreciate you.
Well, you did well. I couldn't tell. You did very well. I appreciate it. You did it good. You did it justice. So thank you. Mr. ND, Brendan, how you doing?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. So I am Indy Brennan. You want me to just go into it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am Indy Brennan. I am the author of, the top 51 business hacks for 2021. Also the author of What If White People Were Slaves? It's a book that basically takes roots, turns it inside out, where white people are slaves and people of color are the slave masters. And also the book I just released is The Perfect Love. And basically it's a book that helps to guide people who are interested in looking to become married, or as well as people who are married. It helps to guide them as far as what they should expect within a marriage. So I'm also the host, I guess one of the hosts now of the Book Slam on Clubhouse every Tuesday from 8 to 10, and Thursday, we had it today from 3 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. We have the Book Slam and the European Book Slam on Thursdays. Tuesdays, the second Tuesday of every month, someone called LaQuita Parks is hosting on the Book Slam with Pay-Per-View Publishing. And then the fourth Tuesday of every month, another guy by the name of Samuel Rain Benjamin hosts Dark Man Blues Poetry Night. If you have not been there, you don't know what you've missed. And then we're bringing in one other person starting, I think, November, and that's Dr. Shirley Clark. She will actually be taking the third Tuesday and with her publishing company. This is a phenomenal woman, incredible background. Real excited about it. So yeah, and let me just make sure I mentioned Jules. Jules, what is Jules' last name? Jules L. Grant is the person who's hosting the Book Slam, the European Book Slam. So we're testing that, beta testing of that right now on a live stream on this platform, actually. So yeah, that's who I am. I'm a business development strategist. Long-time business person, and whatever I can do to help people, I try to help.
Awesome.
And that's my
mic. You resting your mic, okay? I love that, and so thank you guys all for being here. Now, I do have. I will say that. I will say that the book, Indy, that you just talked about, The Perfect Love, I've read that book. I haven't read to the very end. I'm marinating over some of it. Amazing read, an excellent read, and I've shared this with you. But, you know, sometimes we have conversations with people privately, so I like to make things publicly known so people can support. It's an amazing piece. If you are, and I've said this to Indy, if you are listening to the sound of my voice, all 1 million of you, 2 million of you that are listening to the sound of my voice, if you have not, you should check out The Perfect Love. If you are married, looking to get married, before you get married, been married for a while, going through some things, going through a divorce, going through a separation, whatever, The Perfect Love is a very good tool for relationships. So I think it would be wonderful. So anyway, and I have Mr. William Washington's book as well. So I haven't had a chance to get finished reading yours either, but it's very interesting. So since I started with Sir Lawrence, I mean with JT, and we're talking about the books. William, will you want to tell us about your book? I want to know. So this is just a casual conversation. It's just that we're live and 1 million people are listening, but they are used to my style right now, so they know we just having a casual conversation from our living room. So I want to know, William, your book. Tell us about your book and why did you write it, and that name, the name of the title of your book.
Okay, first of all, I want to thank you and all the people who have read my book. I have 2 books. Now, the first book is titled The Nigger Chronicles, The Mispronunciation of Who I Am. And in that book, I tackled that word name titled slur nigger, because too many children are saying it and pronouncing it, and I had to take on that responsibility. And my relationship with my mother, which wasn't a good one. So it was a two themed book. And I write about a lot of mishaps in that book. It's an angry book. You know, it's written in all uppercase lettering, because every time I write a book, I'll do something different, unique with my book. But it did so well over the years. It was a surprise to me, because I just wrote that book for healing, and it actually took off. You know, it was the #1 selling book in all penal systems. People were buying it for the inmates, and I didn't write it for that. But that's what it became, a favorite of the inmates throughout the United States. So with that book, it was going on so well, but I felt that I was more than just the guy who wrote about nigger. So I wanted to write a softer version of the Nigger Chronicles, and that's where I came up with the Broken Book, because in the Broken Book, it deals with broken people who've been broken by emotion, marriage, loss of love, broken love. And that was my story before I wrote the Chronicles, because I just went through a terrible divorce, and I just was angry. I was mad at the world. So you had the Chronicles, and like I said, it's been doing well since 2012. But now you have the Broken Book, which further explains why I wrote the Chronicles. It tells the people of my brokenness, along with 10 other characters that we have in the book. And I just thought that was the best way that I can heal not just myself, but with the readers who read the Chronicles, who were still angry too. They took on my persona. They were like, fuck America, you know? And because I write about that in the book. And so it definitely has started the healing process, because I get feedback on the Broken Book, and everybody who's read it said they either cried or they came to terms with their own issues, their own peculiarities, their own brokenness. And that's what the theme of that book is. The Broken Book: love given, love taken, and love lost. So yeah, that's about it.
Oh, I like that. You know, I like that there's progress there. And sometimes
Yeah.
we write a story and we leave it just there. You know, we come and we introduce something to the community or to the world that like you said, that's broken, and that's negative, and it has all of that, but that's where you were in that place. And then we leave it there. We go ahead and we get our healing, and the Broken Book, yes. Absolutely. We go ahead and get our healing, and then we don't come back and say, you know what, this is how I'm doing now. Because, you know, you don't get a chance to see that. And I like that. I like the fact that it was introduced to that group, so that they know that there's healing. And then you came back with, you know what, here, this is where I was, here's where I am now.
LaQuita,
Yes.
you know, many people will tell you I'm left-handed and I'm Aquarius. So I always have some quirkiness to me, some weirdness to me. Now, in the Chronicles, I deliberately wrote that book in all uppercase, like I said, because I was angry. So I had to come up with a theme for the Broken Book. And what I did with the Broken Book was crazy, but it's working. I put no pages. There's 10 or 7 acts. 7 acts. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, but there's no page number in the book. And I wasn't going to do it, but the people that was helping me with the book said, "Hey, go for it," and I did, and it's just getting so many different reviews. Some people say it's a pain in the ass to read, but a lot of people said they love the fact that there's no pages to it, because it makes them actually pay more interest and focus on what they're reading. You know. they'll know where it stopped off at. They know where they, So yeah, the third book, I don't know what I'm gonna do differently. Yeah, yeah.
I like that
No,
because there
no,
are.
no.
I'm sorry. That's one of the things that I like about, for me, about being a publisher and working with different people, because the one thing that the pandemic has taught me, and it should have taught all of us, that you can do things differently. The way things have always been done is not the way that it has to always be done. And I know there is business etiquette, there are all these different etiquettes, but I think the idea is now there people were working from home. I know I worked in corporate America, and I was there for 15 years and did not work from home, not one day. In fact, they never had us equipped to be able to work from home. But then enter the pandemic. Now everybody's working from home, and they haven't even had people to come back into the office. So they show that we can do things differently. So that's what I love about it. So I like that. I like the originality of it. It's your book. Do it the way that you want to do it. There are going to be some people who are used to doing things the same old way. Somebody said, if you always do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've always gotten. So when you do things differently, then you get different results. So I absolutely love that. So thank you so much. So JT, your book, what tell us what made you write that book, and what is it about?
Hi, yes. Sorry, tell us what?
What about your book, The Ghost of Ministry? So why that title?
Well, I actually grew, in Rubidoux, there is a street, but it is pronounced that way. And that's where I grew up. And so for me, this title, I always knew that's what I wanted the title to be.
Is it me? I think JT, your signal's going in and out. Can you guys hear JT, or is it just me? Can't hear him.
Yeah, it was broken. It was broken. It was broken.
Okay, it was broken. It was broken. Well, we'll come back to JT. Sir Lawrence.
Yeah.
Tell me, you have a book. I'm not familiar with your book, but I know that you are a poet extraordinaire.
Actually, yeah, just two books. Well, there's one of them right there. Thank you, Samuel.
I love that cover. I love that. Oh, that's a microphone. Is that a microphone?
Yes, actually, it is.
I love that. So tell us about it.
Yeah, and but that book, I wanted to showcase more of me, and actually through the help of Samuel Benjamin, I went ahead and got it out. And this book is more. It's a combination. It's like consciousness, some cultural awareness, and then a little sensuality for balance. So I just wanted to show a range of my talent or writing talent.
I like that. So how long have you been writing, Sir Lawrence?
Actually, I haven't been writing that long. I think it was early 2000s, somewhere around 2003, 2005, I think, when I wrote my first poem.
Really?
And, yeah.
So what
and
made
it was
you
interesting
start?
too. Well, that's the interesting part, because I was always caught with wordplay. In fact, I used to use a lot of it, and I would look through poetry books. I would look through quotes. I would look through different things and steal a line here, a word there, this kind of thing. And I used that in my my conversation or my rap back in the day. And so, ironically enough, I was speaking to this young lady one night, and she told me, she says, "Listen, you keep reading me this poetry stuff. When are you gonna write something?" and that's when a cobweb door opened, and here we are, you know.
Never to be closed again.
Never be closed again. So the first book was strictly love poems.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I have it right here.
Okay.
Can we see it? It's called When We Meet Poems of Love. And I keyed in on the two lips, you know, play on words, you know what I mean? Because, you know, like one of the title pieces in there, it talks about here are two lips until ours meet, you know, kind of thing. So,
okay.
You know,
You was a smooth talker.
Well, you know, put that butter in there.
It gotta work. It's gotta work. It was so good. You had to put. They said, "Listen, you need to put this on paper and sell it."
Put it on paper and sell it. And I want to thank Mr. Washington too, because he hosts a show, One on Poetry, and I got a chance to interview and, you know, get my name out. And then of course Indy, you know, with the book slam and so forth. So, and then now you. So, you know, it's a family affair.
Yes, yes, I love that. I want to ask the question though, and I'll get to Samuel and Indy in a second. But do you guys find it? And I know you guys do this. You go on the road and you speak before people. But is it easier? Do you find it easier to do the book slam where there's nobody watching? Can you be more? Are you free? Do you feel freer to do your thing, as far as, you know, because only people can hear, they can't see you, so you can be in a comfortable environment than you are like if you're on stage or in front of people actually seeing you?
Well, stage is different.
Well,
period.
Yeah.
William, what were you going to say?
Well, hey, I will tell you that doing it where nobody can see me, I always feel cheated because I'm a performance poet. So I always rather perform live so that people can see my pain, see my expressions, see my anger, you know, and even see me smile. And I just get so much more out of it in front of a live crowd than I do, just doing it on the book slam. No offense to the book slam now, none of that, but yeah, I just love live audiences.
Okay. The reason I ask is because I talk to people, and when especially people who are not who have never presented before, you talk about something like the book slam. It's like they can't see you, they can only see your picture and your profile, and sometimes they seem to like, oh, okay, I can do this. But for me, I agree. I kind of want people, it depends, I guess. I kind of want people to see me, to see my face. But I know that you guys present in a way that it doesn't matter. You make a difference. You make an impact, no matter whether they see your face or not. So I like that. JT, you got some the cloning. JT, you have some audio. Can you hear us?
Yes, I think I have audio. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Excellent. Yeah, I would just add that for me, I mean, I've been told I have a face for radio and a voice for not talking at all. But nevertheless, I prefer performing in front of an audience. I find that for me, they can see my face, but I can also see them. I can see how this is hitting them. I could see their reactions, and I can kind of feed off of that. I mean, it's fine doing it voice only. I mean, I really appreciate the opportunity that like Indy has given us to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. But I prefer being in front of an audience.
I like that. So JT, tell us about your book. The title of your book is very interesting.
Yeah.
So why that title?
Well, it's called Ghost of Menace Street. Yeah. And so, it's surprising, but there actually is a Menace Street in the town of Rubida. And I grew up on that street. It's not spelled the same way. It's spelled Mennes, but we always pronounced it Menace. And so that's where I grew up. And for me, this was all about dealing with the ghosts of my past. So Ghosts of Menace Street just always felt like the name for this book, even before I even knew it was going to be a poetry book. I knew it was going to be named Ghosts of Ministry.
Oh, I like that. That's very interesting. So I'm a book purchaser, so I'm always purchasing books. So I've got to get. So now I'm missing 3 books. So I've got to get Sir Lawrence's book. I've got to get Samuel's book and yours, JT. I have I have two of Indy's books. So I've got to get your book. And Mr. William Washington, I think I got to get your first book too. So I'm thinking the first book where you wrote it in all caps. I find it to be very interesting because when I first started, and I don't know, you guys have probably done that too. First started with the texting and did it all in caps. Well, I didn't know that when you do it all in caps, it means that you're angry or you're yelling at somebody. I didn't know that. So I would type all in caps. And my daughter one day was like, what's wrong? And I was like, what do you mean what's wrong? Why are you yelling at me? And I was like, I haven't said anything. What do you mean? Why am I yelling at you? You're texting me all in caps. And I was like, well, it's easier that way. She was like, Mom, that means that you're yelling. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So, that's that etiquette. I didn't know it. I also didn't know that LOL meant laugh out loud. I thought LOL meant lots of love. So it's like, no, don't be saying that to people because they think you love them. That's laugh out loud. It's like, okay, so educate me on these things. So I didn't know that. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm interested now, William, in reading that book. Yes. And you know what? And here's the thing. Yeah, some platforms they censor you for the N word. So I know people probably fell out of their chairs and just kind of had some heart palpitations. So it's the truth.
No,
it's
not really.
Kind of. I'm sorry. What? Say it again, William.
Not really, because when you read the book, see, that's where the trickery comes in. I'm a writer, but I might write about something, and you read it, and it might sound like it's about something else. So when you read the book, it sounds more like my autobiography, which it is my autobiography. But the emotion of the book takes over. People forget that I'm talking about that word, and I'm not pulling my own coattails, but to some people it's so inspiring that they forget about the N word.
Yeah.
Because I'm not only explaining it, I'm letting you know that I lived that word. I was a nigger. I was born niggas king, turned into a nigger. Now I'm back to being a niggas, however you want to pronounce it, king.
Yeah.
So that's where the real, and in that book I talk a lot about my heroes, Nina Simone, Maya Angelou, James Baldwin. So it's a lot of history in that book, So yeah, it covers a lot.
And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with wagging your own coattail. My grandma used to say it's a poor dog who won't wag his own tail. So there's not a thing wrong with wagging your own tail. Mr. Benjamin, Samuel, tell us about. Good evening, Samuel. I love it. You're just so smooth. Good evening. I love it. It's like you're on the ready. How are tell us about your now? Well, let me say something. Sir Lawrence said he didn't always write, and I find that part fascinating because you meet people sometimes, and I don't know. I think Indy and I probably had this conversation before. You meet people, and I ask them, how long have you been writing? And they say, oh, I've been writing since I was 2 years old. Or I knew I wanted to be an author when I was 5 years old. That's I hear that from a lot of people. That's not my story. I was probably writing then. I definitely was probably, I was very shy, so I wasn't talking a lot then either. But I never been an author, been a writer, even though I did journal and do things like that. I never set out to be, this is who I'm going to be. And I write poetry, but I don't consider myself a poet. So, Samuel, how long have you been playing in this poetry game?
Since my senior year in high school.
Okay. And that was yesterday, right?
Well, sometimes it could be yesterday. But no, I started writing in high school, and because, the things they were teaching us, I'm like, they had us reading Shakespeare and Macbeth, and I'm like, I don't like this, and let me write something. And then I gave it to the teacher, and the teacher was like, yeah, okay. Like, nah, no. I'm like, okay, but that's what I want to write. And so I just stuck to my guns and developed my own style. When people write in different styles, I don't write in different styles. I only write one way. That's a free write, but it's my style that I developed for myself to enhance my skills, so that's what I do.
I love it. I love it. And so I know, Samuel, you and I had a conversation before. So you actually teach people how to perform, or how to perform their work. Did I say that correctly?
I just have them bring out what they've been keeping locked up inside, and I show them how to do it, and then find that deeper emotion in themselves to share what they write as art, and then share it publicly with the audience. Because a lot of us, I was shy too, and when I first started writing, I'm like, I'm not reading this, and then no one else was reading it, so I said, I guess I'm going to have to read it myself. And then I started, and then once I discovered my voice, it was on. After that, it was like, okay, it's a monster in the building, and his name is Complicated Passions.
I love that. So Samuel, if I were shy, and I'm very shy, so and I needed you to help me to present or to project, how would you walk me through that?
Well,
what's your process?
Well, I would want you to learn a poem. So I would say, I need you to write a poem that has 25 words or less, because you can remember that a lot easier than writing something that's really long. And once you master that, you can learn these. And I tell them, write 5 words on each line for 25 words. And you can learn that. That's like a lot of us went to Bible school in the summer, and we had to recite a speech. We had to learn that speech.
Yeah.
And so I use that same principle in that, and getting people to perform. And it's like sometimes you see artists may close their eyes because they can't look at the audience. Well, that's the start. And then once you can reach out and find a target in the audience, and then reach out to that target. And then that could be the person that helps you get through that poem.
Oh, wow. So you're saying you have them to close their eyes, or is that okay for them to do?
Well, I close my eyes sometimes, because sometimes my lines may say, I close my eyes when I hold you. So I close my eyes. I want the audience to see me close my eyes, but I also want to see the audience. When I reach out to someone in the audience, I want that person to know I'm talking to you. And then I could talk to this person over there, or that person in the back row, so a lot of that will take away your nervousness when you're performing, and just be free, because you're going to have 100 eyes, 1,000 eyes looking at you. And you can freeze up. A lot of people freeze up, and then they forget the words, or they just can't look at the audience.
I like that. When I was little, I started singing, and they used to have me singing at some funerals or wherever, and I couldn't do it. And I remember the very first time I sung, I cried. And so my uncle said, listen, he wouldn't let me, the babies, you give the babies another chance. Nobody's going to boo the baby.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna kick the baby off the stage. So everybody feels so sorry. Oh, the baby's crying. So they're gonna stop the show, and they're gonna go up, and they're gonna comfort the baby and give the baby another chance, right? So I was the baby that got another chance. And my uncle was like, just look at me, just look at me. And so as I got older, I learned I didn't have to close my eyes and do all those things to sing or perform. But when I would remember that, and then look at the exit sign. Somebody said, look at the exit sign. And I started looking above, or not directly at a person, because it worked for a while, until that person I was supposed to look at found something funny, and they were being silly. And then I started to feel a little silly doing the performance. And I was like, this is not going to work. This is not going to work, because I'm not the baby anymore. And you can't break that stance, and you're looking at somebody and you want to start laughing. It's not a comedy show. So I like that, especially when people are nervous. And I like that writing, because I do some coaching and development, and I like that writing the 25 word. I like that, because you're right. You can remember, if you start out small and build to it, you can remember that. So I like that. Thank you for that tip. Very nice. I'm going to come back to you, because I want to hear some of your work, all of you guys. Mr. Brennan, ND, You there?
Yes, ma'am.
I love when Indy says that on the book slam.
Yes, ma'am.
LaQuita, are you there? Are you there, LaQuita? She probably stepped away. So, Indy, tell us about your, what was so a couple of things. I know it's here, the top 51 business hacks. I've got to get that book too.
Yep.
But how long have you been writing?
I've been writing probably since I was about, how? Can you hear me?
No, I was going to say, did you? Yeah, I can hear you.
I've been writing probably since I was about 6 or 7. I have always written. I love writing. I love words. Even with music, I come from a classical music background. So I love instrumentality. I love all that type of stuff. So yeah, I've been writing in some form since I was about 6 or 7 years old. Going back to poetry, just anything. If something came to mind, I was doing journals, things like that. So yeah, I've been writing for a long time. And even as an adult, I've done technical writing. I've done ghost writing. I've done a little bit of everything because my background is technical. So I mean, I've done all types of stuff.
I love that. And you know what I like. Yeah, can you hear me? You guys can hear me okay? What I love about what all of you do, I like the style, and I like the fact that you are intellectuals. You're writing, and I know everybody has their own style, but as you're writing, you're able to articulate and present what you're writing, and that makes it interesting too, because it's not trash. And I don't mean to sound ugly, but you guys know what I'm saying, right? It's not something that you've thrown together, and just from talking to you guys, it's something that you've thought about and that you've put a lot of thought into, and it's real life. It's about real life. So I love that. I love that you guys are all teachers. William, I like the fact that you're the audience, and when you said your book became bestseller, here's a group. And sometimes I just had somebody to purchase a book for me to send to her grandson, who is in the penal system. And this is the second or third time she's done that. She's like, I want to send him books. And I've done that, but I've never thought to ask for feedback, to say how did, and this is a good one to send. How did they like it? How did it help them? How did, I never thought that. So I'm going to ask that question to get feedback. So I like that. I like that a lot. One of the reasons why I asked you gentlemen to join me is because on next Tuesday, I'm going to be hosting the book slam, and it's going to be men only. A lot of times when we go to on the book slam, you have more females reading, more women reading, and there is nothing wrong with that. The first 2 shows I hosted was all women. And there is nothing, because somebody said women talk a lot. So we have a lot of words, and we have to get those words out, right? Well, you guys have proved that women are not the only ones that have a lot of words and that can get those words out. So I love that. But I wanted to invite you guys, because I think I mentioned this to you, Indy. I said, I called you guys the men of the book slam. And I say that because every time I'm on the book slam.
Something LaQuita before I cut out, because my signal is terrible.
Okay.
My signal's going in and out. I want to thank, can you hear me?
Yes.
I want to thank every man on this panel. The book slam has been an amazing experience for me. Absolutely amazing experience. And when I hear Sir Lawrence coming on, William, his poetry is mind-blowing. And it's not just his poetry, it's his words are beautiful, but it's the way his execution is just, it's Sir Lawrence and I joke about it. Every time we hear you, it sounds like you're breaking down. It's just amazing. And then when you talk about Samuel, there's nothing, there's nothing anybody can say about Samuel. He is a master wordsmith. He is a master wordsmith. The way that man puts words together, he just to the point where you think he's about to say one thing, then he slips in something else. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. JT is, again, he is another one, just like the poem you did the other day. Absolutely phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And when I hear these guys, because I know I don't show my face a whole lot, but when I hear these guys, no, I don't. But when I hear these guys, because what's funny is I've been on stages and I've actually done stand up. But when I hear these guys, I'm just blown away by their talent. And the beauty of it, it makes me work that much harder. And when other people come in, and like the young man that came in yesterday, I can't think of his name, the guy who did the spoken word a couple nights ago, he sounded like he came from JT and the poet of spoken's camp. You all have a sound that just resonates. And every man up here, I truly appreciate all of the support that you all give. I really do. Same thing with you, LaQuita. And it's a team of folks. I mean, and you all are like family to me. But it's a team of folks that are just that have just been there for the book slam. I don't knock the whole stage thing. It is a different energy, totally different energy. But the thing I like about the book slam, it provides a platform to practice, to perfect. And for a lot of newbies, it gives them an opportunity to at least get their feet wet in a safe environment. And yeah, it's a lot different up there on stage, but it gives them an opportunity to just get started. You guys have been a motivation for so many people. You have no idea how much of a motivation you all have been. So no, I just wanted to throw that out there. I apologize. I don't get a chance to speak to all of you all at one time. Again, the poet has spoken, and Melanie, I wish she was on here, but I know it's all men tonight. I know she and Samuel had some words, but I'm joking. But it's you all have just been remarkable, and thank you so much for continuing to support us. JT's laugh. But thank you so much for supporting the book slam. You don't know what you mean to me. You really don't. And I'm not saying that like it's a Grammy Award winning award I'm getting, but I really do mean that sincerely. And I hope you understand that. And thank you, LaQuita. You really,
wow.
You've been I see the book. Samuel, thank you so much. William hit me up the first day.
Wait, why is that wait a minute. Now see, Samuel always starting some trouble. Why do you have a hard copy book in your hand and I don't have one in my hand? I mean, I'm like your number one salesperson for this book.
I don't have one.
I'm like, how do you what in the world? Okay, so I just need to go online and buy my own. Is that what happened, Samuel? I'm just saying. I can do
you
that.
Can order them from me. You can order them from me. Yeah, you can.
I'm upset now. I'm upset. This show is over.
I am an Amazon Prime user, so they know me. So when I ask for something, they give it to me right away. So.
Oh, so that's why they sent me a letter and said that I don't use the services the way that I should, and so they're just waiting on me to ask. Hey, I got you. I guarantee you'll see that book in my hand by Saturday. I got you. All right.
Samuel is the first person. This is the first time I've seen the book. When he showed it to me earlier today?
Wow.
That's the first time I'd ever seen the book.
Wow. I'm so excited about that. I am super excited. I'm super excited. Listen, so you know what? I love what you do. When I come on, you guys, just like Indy said, you guys are constant. So when I come on, I know I don't even have to look in the room. I know Sir Lawrence is going to be there. I know William is going to be there. I know Samuel is going to be there. I know JT is going to be there. And you guys are the constant. And so you're right, Indy. There are people, because it's kind of like when I do new authors, when I publish their stories, it's like a mandatory thing. You will be featured on the book slam, because it's an opportunity for you to get feedback. It's an opportunity for you to perform. Nobody's watching, but the voice needs to be, you need to present, and this is your book is your brand. So present your brand. So I love that. I love that platform. And I'm grateful, Indy, that you have put together this platform for so many. You don't know, you guys don't know how many lives that you touch, how many stories, because there's somebody waiting on the other side of your story so they can get healing from their story. I believe that. So we have just a short amount of time left, and I want to go around the room and I want to hear you guys. Is it appropriate to say spit some of your work? Is that appropriate to say? Okay, so I want to hear.
That's what we know.
I want to hear. We have about 10 minutes, so if you guys can take just, and I know you guys are professionals, so you can kind of do it like in a minute. Share something in a minute. You can make it up off the top of your head. You can read what you have, but I want to hear 2 minutes. Okay, we'll give you 2 minutes. I'll cut what I gotta say short and give it to you because I want to hear what you have to say. So we're gonna start with you, Wawa Washington.
Okay. In the winter of 2018, I was angrily approached by a brown-skinned feminist who sarcastically asked me, "Do you even know what a black woman looks like?" Now, she asked me that because I was dating a white woman. So I said, okay, let me answer that question. Her eyes are matching suns. Her lips, the womb I came from. Her darkness before God, let there be light. Her teeth, ivory keys, so amazingly white. Her smile resembles the parting of the sea. Her breasts, 44 double D's. Her hands so soft, yet strong enough to mold in earth. Her tears, Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar with the mother pasteurized. It was more beautiful after giving birth. Oh, she's a real mother for you. Her hair, be the family's tree. Root to the top and strand as a member of her extended family. When she walks, earthquakes are born. The earth dancing to a heavenly angels band playing jazz. Written and produced by Joe Pass. I swear, black and invented shaking ass. Her feet will sometimes be the most unattractive part of her anatomy, for they depict over 400 years of slavery, bigotry, and inequality. I am honored to rub a black woman's feet over and over and over again. What does a black woman look like to me? She looks like love.
Woohoo! All right, Mr. Wawa.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Awesome. Sir Lawrence.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, this piece is called Your Papers. Casting shadows in the distant horizon, giving reasons to explain with such insistence, like you were an eyewitness, telling the story from beginning to continuum, layers of scattered untruths, brain been hacked, no fact checking or cross-referencing. Just tell us more lies, fueling the debate. Are we who? Give us 28 days to re-up on this information, using 337 for our own self-indoctrination. You said at one point we had papers stating we were free. Papers we had to produce at any given time. Papers put in a special place when you went to sleep. Papers your woman made sure you had before you hit the streets. As important as free papers were supposed to have been, which one of your family members has a copy? Sir Lawrence.
Whoa, that's deep, man. Oh wow, that's deep. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ouch. Mr. JT. Wow. Mr.
Wow.
JT.
Sure. I'm going to read, it's called Headlights at 3 a.m. Dust scattered through piercing yellow light, mote suspended hanging in time as the light reflected off your frightened eyes. How long had we searched for you? Through the evening turned to night, frantic hours solidifying our fear. We would never find you in this vast infinite desert, and you were caught in its black embrace, a raving, roving needle in dirt and cactus. Why had you run? No one would tell me, not my father, who clutched the wheel of our purple and white van, his knuckles white, his face taut with worry as he drove the desert with me by his side. He would not tell me why you ran, but later I would learn of the disease, nibbling holes in your memory like rats, taking you away from yourself, casting you away from your own self. And then as divinity ordained, we found you. There you were, crouched in the middle of a gravel-covered road. I knew when I saw you that my mother was gone. The night we found you was the night I lost you. Thank you.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Ooh. All right. That's deep. That's deep. Mr. Samuel Benjamin.
We all flow differently. Some of us flow rhymes and call it therapy. She said, my words have waves, so I took out my pen like she asked me. She said, write into me and make it nasty. She was a love poem and didn't know it. So I began to write her down my understanding she needed to feel this way. Her private time would be me tasting her emotions, those hidden thoughts, knowing she needed my affection. I could never say no to doing it again, so I slept with poetry last night. Caressed her surrender like a dream came true. Had my emotions taken by pleasure to hear her affectionately whispering, Samuel Rain, you a freak. Oh, she would take me deep. I had intentions of never letting go. Her wordplay was my submission. No options given. I only needed my pen to go all in. One word, next line. Scripting this dope rhyme, you see. I slept with poetry last night because she made love to my mind. Now she knows I would read her. It felt good discovering myself. True story, this past forgotten, these ancient memories feeding my soul. I wanted more, and she was giving, inviting me like home. She shared her emotions, leaving echoes on wall paintings. I spoke her name. She's dark girl magic. It wasn't her appearance I fell into, thinking this what makes me. She was that dare I needed, I had to. She spoke her mind, and I don't mind the inner beauty moves me. I could taste the hunger. After all, she's temptation. If only she knew, dark girl, I'll be loving you with all of my senses. Not just the 5-day mention, my 360 coming in dimensions, encompassing, if I were making love, I would inhale the scent of you like the sheets do. Take your breath away like a silent movie to be deeper into you. You singing to me and I come alive. The fire in your body engulfs the depth of my soul, and I feel you like music. I am Complicated Passions, the voice behind this pen.
Too smooth, too smooth, too smooth, too smooth,
Thank
too
you.
smooth. Mr. Indy.
You want me to follow that?
I know, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. One that I know, the one that I actually know. My hope is in the potential, because sometimes that's all you have left. The words become instrumental. Each heartbeat is like the bass line, and each breath, the treble clef. Fear of failing scores through me as the sound becomes my own. But I now acknowledge that even in this moment where others cave into the turbulent wind, though I have been shaken, I've grown. Tame me, I am a wild animal, full of life, basking in the essence of a prospectively perpetual plethora of possibilities, precipitated on the perfecting of my potential, finally realized the skies of my humility, while ability resonates through me. In my every assertion, everything in me screams, I will do because I want to. Despite my adversities, I epitomize diversity. In life's overwhelming contest, I soar with the eagles and rest on the clouds. Shooting for the moon, then the moon becomes my objective. My directive does not change simply because I've reached the stars. For if it is conceivable, it is feasible. To be blessed with the thought is to be empowered with the ability. In me is the power to do all things as the bass beat beats and the treble plays.
Whoa. Listen, this has been amazing. Thank you so much, Sir Lawrence, William, Samuel, Indy, JT. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. I love it. I love what you guys do. I love that you follow your passions and you make a difference. And thank you so much. This has been a plump, pleasing pleasure. Better than a triple decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I love it. That's my story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. We are a little bit over our time, so I want to tell you guys.
It wasn't that good.
Say what? I didn't hear. What did you say, William?
I said it was good, but not that good. I said it wasn't better than no triple decker peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, come on. You know?
Hey, okay. So that's my story. Listen, you guys, the men, what's in a word? I'll say there's a lot in a word, and you guys have proven that tonight. Thank you so much. I know you guys are busy. Thank you for your time. And listen, I look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday, every Tuesday on the Book Slam. And what you offer, and listen, the feedback that you give is amazing, because it is helpful. I love the build up. I love the build up. Even when the read is not so great, you guys still build up. And that's a great thing, because you don't know what you do for an author who is already struggling. And we've all been there. We've all been there ourselves. So listen, if you guys listen, I'm LaQuita Parks. I'm the host. You guys can follow T.R.I.V.I.A on social media. So you guys send her your links if you can, and she will tag you in this episode that you can share it out and go back and listen to it. But listen, if you have a story, and I know that you do, because 100% of everybody living and dead has a story, reach out to me. I can help you no matter where you are in the story writing process. Just starting, don't know how to get started, I can help you. If you have started and you find yourself stuck, I can help you get unstuck. And if you are finished, if you've written your story and you need some feedback, we can provide some written feedback. And if you're ready to be published, we can help you with that too. But whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, share your story. There is power in your story. Your story doesn't have to be an autobiography. It can be in the form of a poetry book. your story can be in the form of poetry. You can do your life in poetry. All 5 of these gentlemen have proven that. And reach out to them. Reach out to Sir Lawrence and William Washington and Samuel Benjamin and Indy Brennan and J.T. Shannon, and purchase their books. Follow them. Connect with them. And hey, invite them to your cities. Invite the Silver Foxes and the gray beards. The gray beards, right? On the gray beard tour. Indy, before you came on, I said, is Indy a part of this tour? Samuel said, no, not yet. So you didn't qualify yet, Indy. So you got to start growing. Listen, they got some stuff you can use. Accelerate you. You know how they do. You can paint it on for the tour, and then you be good to go, right? Yes. So Samuel and Sir Lawrence, I know Sir Lawrence, you're here. Samuel, you're coming. William, are you coming too in November for the Gray Beard tour? The Gray Beard tour.
Yes, William will be there for the Gray Beard tour.
Okay.
And, I want to show you this book right here. You see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That's my book because Sir Lawrence said that's Samuel's book. Okay, so
I got to get. So I'll be purchasing books.
That's my book too.
The clone in me.
The clone in me.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
That's just 2 of them. So
okay, so I'm gonna break my book budget this week.
If you're gonna break your budget, then don't sit there.
That's right.
Wait a minute. That's the other side.
So look, first you said 2. Now you come with 12 books.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You take payment arrangements? Do you take payment plans?
Yeah. We can make arrangements.
Can we do a book swap? Can we do a book swap? I swap you 3 of mine for 3 of yours.
And here you go trying to get something for nothing.
No. I got books. I'm not trying to get myself for nothing.
No. I'm gonna go online and I'm going to purchase your book.
Yes, we can purchase. We can do a book. That's good. That's a book swap, though. That's a book swap.
This is a limited edition John Bowl. It don't offer nothing but
I know that's right. I know that's right. Listen, you showed me first. You said you had 2, then you had 12. Whatever. How many other books you got?
I published 20, but I only left 5 up on the Amazon.
Okay, awesome. You have a website, right? So you can
it's coming soon.
Okay.
It's coming
soon.
All
right. Get it up soon, Samuel, because you got too many books for Amazon to get half of your money. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because it sounds like that's half. That's right.
Yep, that's half.
Yeah.
That's half. You can recoup all those profits. But that's good. That's good. I absolutely love it. So, guys, this has been really, really great. I want to ask one question before we leave. What would you say? And anybody can answer this question. What advice would you give to a person who wants to start writing poetry? They feel they have something in them, but they don't know how to do it. What would you say to them? And I said anybody could answer, but I'm going to ask Samuel. What would you say? How would you encourage them to get started? Just start writing?
Just start writing and continue to keep writing because that process will help you grow. That's what I was told when I started writing again. And I wrote every day for 9 years. Every day I would write 7 to 10 poems every day.
Wow.
And that got me to the point that I am now, that when someone gives me a word, I could write a poem from a word or just a thought. So and now I don't write every day, but that was my beginning. That I was told to write every day.
So write a poem from the word LaQuita. Go.
No. No, not that I wouldn't write a poem from that word, but I'll write it. But that's me getting on my computer, not being on this screen and writing that poem. See, you'll make me put your name in a poem next time you're on the show. Andy, make sure that you bring me up that I can spit this poem and put his name in it, because that's what's going to happen. LaQuita about to get her name in a poem.
Wait, I'm scared. Wait, I'm scared. I take it back.
You opened the Pandora's box here.
By Tuesday, and I'm going to spit that poem. It's going to be dope, y'all.
Well, you're gonna be the first one I call on the book slam on Tuesday.
Guess what's gonna happen? The show gonna be shut down when I'm done. Ain't nobody gonna want to come on and sit after that. I done got challenged. It's about to happen.
Okay, you know what? Somebody said, LaQuita, you just don't know when to quit.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I love it. Sir Lawrence, what would you say? The same thing. Yes. Yes, William.
I would say to keep from being discouraged. Don't try to find a format. Don't try to find a format. Just write down your thoughts.
Okay. William,
just
you
write down your thoughts.
I don't think he can hear. Can you hear us, William? I don't think he could hear us, Sir Lawrence.
What I had to say.
I
was saying just write down.
Go ahead, Sir Lawrence.
No, I was saying just write down your thoughts. Whatever thought. Because I don't know what William's doing. He got this thing going on with LaQuita.
I don't think he can hear. I don't think William can hear us, because I can hear you fine, Sir Lawrence. Can you guys hear?
No, I was going to say, we already wrote a poem about you when I was 3 years old.
He said they already wrote a poem about me when he was 3 years old.
I heard that.
Okay. All right, guys, this has been amazing, and we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, no, the same thing with Sir is saying. I told my students, yeah, I hear you well. Can you hear me?
You're going in and out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear him okay?
No, he's going in and out.
Yeah.
He's choppy.
It's choppy. Okay. Well, we are going to wrap up. This is the end of the show. So we are here every Thursday. This is the power of your story, and I am so grateful for Sir Lawrence. And William, you keep going in and out. I can hear you.
I hear him fine.
Okay. Who hear you? Oh, we don't hear you. You keep going in and out.
LaQuita, can you hear me? If you can hear me, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Oh, he wants you to do. He wants you to hear his poem.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Well, we're go. Can you do it quickly? Because we're almost out of time. Well, we are out of time. Can you do it quickly? I think you're on mute now.
No, I didn't even talk yet. I didn't talk yet. Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think he can. Can you hear? I don't think he can, because it's a delay in the connection.
His mic keeps turning on and off.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. It has been a pleasure, and I will see you guys on Tuesday on the Book Slam. All right. He said his mic isn't working. Is it my mic, Samuel, that's not working? Oh, William's mic is not working.
No, William's mic. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. His mic isn't working.
Yeah. If you can hear me, the poem went like this. LaQuita. No, you got me on mute. LaQuita pumpkin eater. Where does your garden grow? That's it.
Is that what? I don't think that was written for me. Okay, you know how you say you lose your you lose it, everybody lose it, you just lose it. I think we just lost it. that wasn't written for me. That was written for somebody else, and I don't think it was LaQuita. but I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, guys. Until next time, we will see you guys on the Book Slam. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the vibe of 2022. What event unites multi-award winning authors, best-selling authors, transformational speakers, editors, publishers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, coaches, readers, and people from all walks of life in one platform? The BWA Readers Vibe on Facebook, September 15th, 2022 at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:15 Central Standard Time, featuring Takia Chase Smith, Evelyn Garland, April the Loveologist, Dr. Alvina Ryan, LaQuita Parks, Dr. T.R.I.V.I.A, Takia Gaither Stuckey, Angela Thomas Smith, Sandra Brown Linston, Gwendolyn Lampert Smalls, Jackie B. Washington, and Chanel Coleman. Catch us on the Reader's